Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. It's great to see all of you. I haven't seen you in quite some time. Been some busy times, some fun times, and I'm just glad to be back. My name is the real Josh T, but you probably know that because it says it right under my name. But you're probably wondering, who are all these other wonderful people here? And if you don't know that, then shame on you, because it says it under their faces too. But if you need to know, why don't we start off with Jake?
Oh, hello. My name is Jake. I play Vael here, the Elven Fighter Warlock, and I am one of the J's of JnJ Tabletop. And you should go follow that and subscribe to that. And I really did well at this intro.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Let's pick on Izzy next, because it's always fun to do that. Oh, and thank you, Nia.
I'm Izzy. I play Mellie. I don't really have anything else to say because there wasn't some wacky fun question.
Do you want a wacky fun question?
Nope. Michael, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Michael, Master Yoda I am. I play Mac, everyone's second favorite character and the one that in-game that everyone trusts. So, yeah. On to you, Evan.
Hey, what's up? I'm Evan, or Evbo. I play Eko, the halfling monk, everyone's least favorite character, as per the latest Wall Street Journal poll. So, thanks, guys. Feels real good. But you can follow me at It's Evbo pretty much on everything. You'll see it right under my face here. Just kind of scrolling through everything. Gotta have that brand cohesiveness.
ABB.
I like brand cohesiveness.
Always be branding.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, you're almost double Nia's age.
I used to be, but she's catching up.
I'm not sure that's how age works there.
No, seriously. So Michael, I'm 5 years older than you, right? More or less.
And you will always be 5 years older than me.
It's true, but when I was 10 and you were 5, I was twice your age. So
No,
it's not even
know,
close to true. All right. So there it is. Oh, we have a Baron sighting.
All right.
Baron?
Baron, it's great to see you. And yes, I am planning on using that crazy powerful monster you made specifically to destroy Jake's character. It's funny that you say that, actually, because that's a little bit of a meme here in chat. But I'm gonna pull up your YouTube here. Baron is of the Blue Dragon Guild, and they're just super cool people who make D&D content kind of like us. So I'm just gonna drop this in chat here. If you're on YouTube, drop them a follow. It's Blue Dragon Guild, and when I say follow, of course I mean subscribe.
Why did they change the terminology? And to be fair, YouTube was there way before any of the others.
That's fair. That is fair. But everybody, thank you for coming out tonight. It really is great to see you. This is Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. We are part of Rare Drop Roleplay. Rare Drop Roleplay is a part of Rare Drop, and if you want to know more about all of the things that they have going on, just go to raredrop.co and you'll be able to find everything. Mostly podcasts, but there's a lot of fun stuff going on there, so check them out. There is another Rare Drop Roleplay show. That one is on Thursdays, 6 Eastern, right?
I mean, hey, let's just face facts. I'm going to put that 6 in quotes. I love them. They're almost never on time, but stay tuned to Twitter. They are working with a ton, like a big time zone span too. So there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
more or less 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean that's just how things go. If you want to catch up on old episodes, past episodes of this here show, you could just go to Rare Drop Roleplay's YouTube. We have some episodes there. But if you want to check out on the oldest episodes, and I think some of the new ones too, you go to youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop, because we've been putting all the old episodes there. The ones that were once lost and forgotten to time, Well, they've been unearthed and they're on our YouTube channel, so watch them there because it's been fun. The last episode was a really fun one. That was
oh my gosh, that was the frogs.
Like right outside the hut, right?
Yes, I kind of was watching that a little bit while I was working. Shh, don't tell my job. And it was, I was like, yep, okay. That still scares me like a year later. So.
What? Oh,
I think Evan's doing something else.
Yep.
I don't know what he's into.
He was calling your job, but
oh, okay. That's great.
Much like every young person reference ever for me.
But regardless of whether you're all caught up on the old episodes or the new, wherever you're watching, however you're watching, drop us a follow or a subscribe or whatever is applicable, really, because it helps us out and we really appreciate it. Before we get into the next session or next section, before we get into what's next, I see a question from Skelly because Izzy wanted a wacky question and Skelly provided a wacky question. So, starting with Izzy, if your character saw a monster not fight back and leave the dungeon, what would they do?
Well, okay, so the monsters just left? It just got up and left?
Just got up and left.
Oh, I think Mellie would be inclined to follow it to see if it's gonna stir up any turmoil elsewhere, but if it's all of a sudden just become like a neutral, meh, whatever, just doing its thing, eating caribou, then I don't think Mellie would pursue it.
Okay. So if it's just hanging out eating caribou, then there's nothing Mellie would care to do?
No, that's good. Good to go.
All right.
at least we know caribou are neutral to eat, apparently.
Does anyone else want to answer that question?
I think we already know what Mac would do, considering that there was one of our fights. Yeah, like someone turned and ran, and Mac chased him down. And so, yeah. Mac would not let them survive.
This question was based on something that happened in the campaign that Skelly runs for me on Tuesdays, actually. So he knows what my character in that campaign would do, which is basically leave it up to the rest of the group.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Vael, I think depending on the circumstances, would probably just let the creature run away.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like all of you are saying those things, but I would be shocked if you were in a fight and something ran away that you guys didn't chase after it and like interrogate it. That's what I would expect you to do. But as we know, and if you've ever DM'd before, as you know too, players don't always do what you expect them to do.
It's true.
And with that, how could you prepare yourself for the unexpected? Are there any tips and tricks, any place where you could find something to help you just be prepared, and whether you're a player preparing for what the DM might have for you or a DM preparing for what the players might surprise you with?
I love this.
Where can people go, Jake?
Keep going. Okay. So, I'm glad you asked, Josh. You can go to youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop, where, no matter how much experience you have, whether you're, a noob, a veteran, anything in between, we just want to help you get the most out of your games, Dungeon Masters players alike. A lot of the advice actually is very edition and game system neutral, too. Like, we use 5e for Dungeons & Dragons as the base for most things, is the most popular, but so much of it really is edition and stuff neutral, so definitely can help. But yeah, we post new videos every week on YouTube, usually on Wednesday, sometimes on Thursday, depending on how it's going. Since we last did the things, I had a video on how to create... I started a little series on how to create some iconic characters and get that kind of an experience at the table. and we started with Captain America, and I have Iron Man that's up. And then Josh and I did a little video called 7 Attributes of a Healthy D&D Game. So Josh, we haven't done a lesson in a while. You wanna do that one?
Oh my. Okay.
I think the goal is
Whoa.
to make it quick. You got this?
The goal is to make it quick?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do this. So, we have not done a lesson in a while. If you're new here, then we've never done a lesson, but we used to do lessons in the intro for every show, and I guess we're doing that again today. So, 7 attributes of a healthy D&D game. If you want the full video, it's going to be at youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. If you want the right now, we'll stay right now. Essentially, number 1, and in no particular order, it's going to be some sort of active player chat outside of the game, right? If you enjoy spending time with these people, or if you're invested in the game that you're playing, you're probably going to be talking about plans and planning and things that have happened, or I mean, if you're just friends, maybe you're just talking and being friends, you know, people do that. Usually there's more than one chat. Usually there's one with just the players, and that's usually the more active one, and then there's one with the DM too. And you know, the reason that is because players can't possibly let the DM know what they're planning to do. Which brings me into the next one. Number 2, we have attribute number 2.
That's all. Sorry, I distracted Josh.
I saw the hand come up. I was like, I'm sorry. What do you need? Attribute number 2 would be players giving the DM some sort of heads up as to what they would like to do next. You don't have to tell them exactly. You don't have to tell them exactly what your plan is. But if the DM is giving you a bunch of different hooks, just give them an idea of what hooks you think you're interested in. Doesn't mean that you have to do that one thing. It just helps the DM prep, which is super important. You know, like if I have 7 things that I think might happen, and you say I'm probably going to do one of these 3 things, then that cuts my prep in half, which is super helpful, especially if you don't have a lot of time to prep. So, number 3. It's going to be players believe their choices matter. If your players believe their choices matter, if your players have agency, everything's going to be more real to them, and everything is just literally everything is better that way. And I could speak for days on this, and if you watch our videos, you've heard me speak a lot about this. And if you want to hear me speak more about it, then check out the video. But next one would be everyone is present while playing. So essentially, people are just paying attention to what's going on. We came here to play a game. We all agreed that we were going to play a game at this time. And it's a little kind of disrespectful to the other people who took time out of their busy lives if you're focusing on something completely different. And of course, there are always moments where that's just the reality, is that your attention is going to be in 2 different places, and that's completely different, and that's totally fine. But you know, if you're that dude who's playing, like, I don't know, what's that, Farmville? Is that still a thing? Is that people
I was
play
gonna
that?
say Angry Birds, but okay.
Angry Birds, yeah, that works. If you're sitting at the table playing Angry Birds and you don't know what's going on, and suddenly it's your turn, and you just have no idea what's happening, that's a problem, and no one's going to be happy about that. Pay attention to what's going on, and if you don't care about what's going on, maybe find something else to do. You know? But another one would be everyone is excited to see what happens next.
Actually, hey Josh, can you do me a favor? Can you repeat that? I was walking my fish and I just didn't catch what you were saying.
There he goes. Walking your fish. When you walking your fish, would you do you have like a fish in a briefcase, or are you like, oh?
No, it has a leash, and
it has a leash.
It walks like it follows
on
along.
dry land.
Yes.
Nice.
How else would you walk your fish?
I don't know. That's why I wanted to know. But yeah, I mean, essentially, the next one would be everyone's excited to see what happens next. So, if players have agency, then nobody really knows exactly how things are going to play out. That's players and DMs included. So that could be a very exciting thing for both the players and the DM. And it always is a very exciting thing. Like, I had no idea how the assassination of Barack Obama would go. And I could never have, I never in a million years would have described to you how it went down before it happened. And that was exciting to find out. I was looking forward to it. And I'm sure you guys were all looking forward to finding out what happens next because of all the horrible cliffhangers I like to leave on this show.
Yep.
Next one, second to last one, we're almost done, folks, is going to be players pick up on clues and connect the dots. So it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen. But I mean, if you're paying attention to what's going on, if you're doing all of these other things on here, you're probably gonna figure out. You're probably gonna remember little things. You taking notes or anything like that, or if this game actually means anything to you, if the game world means anything to you, then something's gonna happen. And if the DM is doing a good job and they're seeing what's important to you and taking notes too, and they bring those things back up, you know, a year later, 2 months later, 3 months later, you might be like, oh shoot, wait a second, I remember that. This, that, you know, and then that's a super fun experience as a player. I personally, I like that when I am a player, being able to connect the dots, having opportunities to connect the dots. But as a DM, watching players connect the dots, nothing better.
So rewarding.
And our very last one, again, no particular order. It's going to be combat more than just a game of chess. The stakes are essentially, it's more than just like my character might die. There's more stuff going on. Players use combat as another way to express what's important to them and the decisions they make and how they handle things. And really, honestly, everyone in this game does an incredible job of that. It's just again, this is another thing I could spend so much time explaining, specifically how these players here do all of those things. But I'm gonna tell you, just watch some past episodes. Look in the description, see if there's a fight in there, and just see how they handle things. Watch Eko on the Dragon.
Yes.
Watch Vael in the second episode, I believe, in the city streets.
Yeah.
Watch how he handles that. You know, watch Mac out of nowhere seemingly stab or attempt to backstab Freeman. You know, all these things, and even the assassination, right? He just goes in there, does his thing, and zooms out of there, you know, like a Mazda. Like,
not sponsored.
Right, that's not sponsored, no.
Yes.
But like I could go on for a long time talking about how each of these players roleplay in combat, and this is pretty much everything we could come up with. It's not an all-inclusive list, but that's what stood out to us. I don't know. Did I miss anything, Mr. Jacoby?
I think you did a good job. I think that's it. And like you said, not an exhaustive list, but at the same time, if your game has many of these elements in it, you're doing a great job. And if not,
yeah,
you can always improve by going to youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop and subscribing
Yes,
and consuming all
sir.
the content. But some things that we have upcoming for JnJ. We actually have 2 episodes of Table Talk coming up on this Wednesday on our Twitch channel. Time still probably to be determined, most likely by Baron's son. However, we're going to be talking to someone other than Baron, which makes what I just said very weird. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk to Baron from the Blue Dragon Guild by going to our Twitch. And, we're all going to be hanging out there and doing that. So definitely go follow them, subscribe to them, because they're really cool. And then on Monday, so a week from tomorrow, which I believe is the 31st. If it's not the 31st, it's still that Monday. We've got Captain Robert. It's going to be a Table Talk episode, and we're going to be having some fun. I mean, what's better than 2 DMs or 3 DMs talking? 3 DMs when one of them's a captain? No? Is that how we go with? 1, 2. I ran out of fingers. Hold on. No, but we're very excited to be talking to both Baron and Captain Robert. And yeah, also upcoming, I know the Dragon of Icefire Peak Dungeon Master's Guide series has been pretty popular. And I got the Nomengard quest guide ready to go. So that's going to be coming up soon. Yep, Nia, I see that. Yep, Wanda is on the way at some point too. It's a lot of work goes into some of these videos. I was talking to Michael about it. That Nomengard video probably took me about 10 hours to make from start to finish. So there's a lot that goes into some of the stuff that gets put out there.
That doesn't even count the campaign prep when he actually had to read all of that information for the first time.
Yes. But I was fortunate because I asked you guys which adventures you were going to go on, and you didn't say Nomengard, so that did help me not waste my time. Anyways.
True.
Josh, I think if we have some fun moments tonight, people should clip them.
I agree. I think if you guys just clip things, it makes stuff. It just makes life easier for us. We like to go back. We like to see them. Airdrop likes to use them for their clip shows and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they get posted on Twitter. If it's your clip and it's posted on Twitter, I'll give you a virtual high five. So clip things. And you could also go to our Discord. Just command JnJ. Go to our Discord, and you could post the clip there too, whether Raredrop shares it or not. We'll see it in there. We'll talk about it. We'll laugh. We'll joke. Have whatever conversations you want. And that's not limited to just the show or anything. We talk about all sorts of things. Today, we had a brief conversation about coffee because I made a coffee soda because I bought coffee soda online to like review it and try it out, and it wasn't that good. And I said, I bet I could do better. And well, by golly, it's pretty good. It's really good. So eventually I'll have a video about that too, but that's another story. Does anyone have anything exciting going on this week that they want to shout out? You have any planned streams, Evan? No? All right. Well.
Josh. Oh, boy.
I'm not driving. All right. Well then, without further ado, last time and a few weeks ago on Ancient Relics, holy crap! Hold on. What? Guys, I totally forgot to mention something.
No, you didn't.
Wednesday was Jacob Tabletop's birthday. And if you didn't wish him a happy birthday, wish him a happy birthday, because Jacob Tabletop is a wonderful person. I mean,
officially 32.
Officially.
Yes.
Unofficially.
Some baseball players' ages, you're not sure where they land.
It's like he might be double your age, but he won't be double your age forever, I think. Right? That's what we were talking about earlier.
It's my 111st birthday. Thank you, Izzy.
But just a quick thing on that though. You might see me being the person like DMing and coming up with all that sort of nonsense. But Jake is the person that keeps things running behind the scenes. He literally runs the stream from his computer. He sets up all the scenes. He sets up all those things. And we could not do what we do, any of what we do, without Jake. So, Jake, I love you, brother. Appreciate you. Happy birthday. And if you have not wished him a happy birthday, wish him a happy birthday.
Thank you. I sometimes don't know what to do when that sort of thing happens, so I'll just say thank you.
What do I do with my hands?
I just kind of... Everybody here? Okay. I love everybody here, whether you're on screen or in chat. I love you. Or watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. Yes, I'm also awkward. Thank you, Nia. Okay, continue.
All right, yeah, I'll say we'll save you from dragging the awkwardness out further. But okay, last time on Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. we had a whole lot of stuff that happened. Our group was in all sorts of stress and things, from assassinations and from family obligations and from anything else that ends in like a shuns sound that you guys could think of. We went back to the monastery of Eko, where Eko learned what he knows and when he became Eko. Found out that Master Dinawa was missing. He's been missing for 3 weeks. Did some research. They had some brunch. They went to Oscar's Oddities and had a conversation with this crazy, eccentric old guy who apparently was friends with Master Dinawa. He told them that he had a puzzle box that Master Dinawa probably intended for Eko, but they couldn't have it until they found an urn that had gone missing, an urn that some sort of half-elf woman came in and took and knocked over some stuff in the process, and she just kind of hopped off, hopped out of this treehouse city of Byseus Teal and into the forest. Not really knowing where to go from there, group decided to have a little family meeting, ye old family meeting that they had talked about for so long. Everyone kind of got more towards on the same page, decided they wanted to do a bit of shopping, and also speak to a friend of Eko's, someone who might have some more information. And with that, I'll take you back to the rooftop of the monastery. Everyone's sitting and looking out into the town square.
How much more time before we should be able to meet Eko's friend-ish?
I would say, let's call it about 2 or 3 hours. I think what I said last time was probably more than that, but we'll call it 2 or 3 hours today, because I don't remember exactly what time I said it was last time.
I just watched it. It was 11:30 in the morning.
11:30 in the morning? Yeah, so more time than that, but we're going to call it... Well, if it was 11:30 in the morning, then it was 11:30 in the morning, so...
You can change it.
So just 6 hours.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
5-6 hours, something like that.
Well, I mean, Mac would definitely like to go shopping. I don't know if anyone else has anything that they want to shop for. But Mac definitely wanted to get some studded leather armor.
Now, I may have missed this when we were in Oscar's Oddities, and I think Vael was also distracted probably, so it makes sense. But was that also like a magic item shop, or was it just like a weird antique trinket shop?
Probably a lot of those items were of some sort of magical nature, but most of them were more like trinkets and just kind of weird things than anything. There might be some sort of magical effect associated with some of them, but it's not where you would go for like bracers of defense, if that makes sense.
It does. I think Vael would like to maybe either with Eko or with Eko's permission try and do a little research if there's some time in the temple. I don't know how that would be better handled.
I mean, if you brought it up to him, he would probably just go right along with it, because that's his whole deal. That's the whole deal with his order, as far as he knows.
Yeah, no, he actually wants to see if he can potentially try and figure out who his patron is. So, I guess we're taking a trip to the restricted section.
Yeah. I think Eko would. I don't know if he would necessarily feel don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It depends on what like everybody needed of him. Like if people needed like to find their way to certain stores or whatever and needed him to go, like he would probably want to help them. And I don't think he would feel uncomfortable leaving Vael to to do research. Like the whole point of it is so that people have access to information. So yeah. He would probably end up leading you there, and if the other two needed help getting around or whatever else, he would probably help them with that.
Okay.
So you do have plenty of time to do all of the things.
Okay. So yeah, that's what Vael's gonna do.
Mellie needs to go find a place where she could buy some diamonds. Just wants to like just get started if there's any there, just because we did use one of the castings, so she wants to be prepared. And then also she's gonna do like provisions, so like food and stuff like that.
Okay.
That like will keep well in the bag of holding.
Also got to put some more magic in that ring. Too, I think it's just the absorb elements that's left, if I remember.
Yes. So I guess we'll see what is left over at the end of the night.
We can talk about it, yeah.
Sounds good. So, how would you like to do this? Are people going to be joining Vael for his research? Are you all going to go to the diamond store except for Vael? What are we doing?
Mac would definitely be going with Izzy, just because I'm assuming shopping would be in a relatively, one area. So
Yeah.
Thinking about it, like really thinking about what Eko would do with if Vael came up and said, I want to do research. Does Vael say, I want to try to figure out who my patron is?
He definitely does, especially, I think Eko said something to the effect of being concerned that the group has grown to 7.
Yeah.
Not that it's never left his mind, but I think he kind of just put 2 and 2 together, like, what if I could figure that out? And, oh, by the way, there's like a whole library of information here. So
I think with that, Eko would want to help with that.
yeah, he would welcome it.
Yeah, so I think Eko would probably stick with Vael, or at least also go to the library, and whether they're researching separately or kind of butting their heads together,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where he would end up sticking.
Okay. So, Mac and Mellie at the shops, Eko and Vael in the library, in the study,
With the lead pipe.
with the lead pipe.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Jake, you will get a -1 to your next roll.
Dang it!
That's a joke. Okay. All right. So, let us see. I mean, how about this? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Why not?
You go first? Okay.
Sure.
So, why don't you make either an athletics or an acrobatics check to see how well you get down from this here roof. Nothing's more fun than starting the night off with a very important roll.
I think Vael Misty steps his way down if possible. He's about to just read, so there's no point to making this dramatic.
All right, you got me there. All right, yeah, no. So
the only
everybody
reason
gets
I
down.
chose that lineage.
So everybody hops down, and let you go off on your ways. We'll start off with Vael and Eko as the two of you head back in to the temple. And I believe we said at this point in the day, people are more kind of like practicing martial arts now. Was that it?
Yes, around this time of the day, I would say yes.
Okay. Nice. How many would you say there are?
That's a good question.
How about this?
Let's let the fate decide, huh?
Many or not many?
How big of a city would you say Bicesteel is?
Like, hold on. I could give you I'm pretty sure I have a population list here. Population of about 19,090. The last census.
Not huge.
Not huge.
By any stretch.
Yes, sir.
Because the number I was thinking was like about 100 total. Like,
okay.
And that's like all the, all different kinds of studies and like everyone having different roles. I think there's probably about 100 people in the monastery. And, martial artists, maybe like 40.
Okay. Yeah, so
that
almost
feels like a good number.
All right. Sounds good. Definitely not Cobra Kai.
No, I just wanted to get that going in chat.
Okay. Yes, I mean you see people practicing their martial arts and going about their business. You had previously been to the library, been to the study earlier today, when you spoke to Lene. So you easily find your way back there. And Jake, let me ask you this: how do you go about your research?
Vael is stronger with history as far as like any of the intelligence research style stats. So I think he would first just check with Eko and see like if there's any kind of historical reference to like a historical section that might reference powerful beings that might be forbidden or locked away, trying to be forgotten. I don't know. It's that kind of a...
Okay.
And like, would it be weird to look at that stuff? Like, kind of like, am I walking behind the curtain in the old VHS store?
Are you asking Evan that? Echo that?
Sure.
I can say that my gut answer to that would be that no, there wouldn't necessarily be any forbidden texts, but ain't my world. So, Mr. DM, are there forbidden texts? That Eko is aware of. That is exactly the answer I was hoping for.
Yeah,
so
no,
I think that with that, Eko would probably answer that way. Basically, I don't think there's any. The whole idea is that everything is available and stored and categorized. The idea that there would be something that you'd need to hide is strictly against what we're for. But
perhaps I misspoke. I was more thinking about a dark period in history, and is there like a section that you're aware of where I might find maybe something on the Calamity or that sort of thing?
Is there a collection of literature about the Calamity?
There are like kind of. There's not a lot known about the Calamity.
So a lot of speculative information.
Yeah. He's just thinking that because the idol was originally found in a place that had the history.
Mm-hmm.
This is a deep cut. This is 40 plus episodes ago. But
no, I know that's all
connected the dots,
There you go. Very nice. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely books that get into theory and so the nature of the calamity, um, any sort of event like that, um, it kind of turns into mythology, especially because it was so long ago. Um, when you have literal gods on the ground fighting each other, fighting humans, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there is absolutely evidence of it happening. The entire landscape is evidence of it happening. But the specifics of it, people tend to put a lot of, this was the god that I follow or whatever. So this is my perspective of the calamity, like that sort of thing.
All right, then if there's no like clear starting spot, he would just try and find something on the calamity and hope for the best.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So why don't you roll a history?
So many ways
check.
you could go on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, history sounds fine. That's pretty good. 22.
22.
16 plus 6.
Okay. Very good. And specifically, what information are you looking to find from this? If you don't mind.
No, I mean, he's trying to find references to any creatures that may look like the idol depicted. And if I remember correctly from when we were under Malaya's Mirror, right around the time when the crap hit the fan, there were carvings of creatures that looked like this idol too? Or was that something I misinterpreted?
I don't think they looked the same as the idol.
Okay.
I don't think they did.
Okay. Either way, he's trying to identify what kind of creature the idol was trying to depict.
Okay. All right, and you rolled a what? 20 what?
22.
Let's see.
Should also check out the new character art for Vael and Mellie. My wife did that.
My wife?
My wife Kim.
She is a very talented lady. I
She
love
really
her
is.
artwork.
I have to say I agree.
She really did a great job.
Just anything and everything she does is like just perfection.
Chef's a kiss.
Papanada. Okay. I mean, so on your own, you're looking through, you're finding books saying, battlefields of the catastrophic showdowns of the calamity were scattered across Exandria, but it was Wyandir, I think is how I will say that, that suffered the full destructive power of the gods, divided by the Ashkeeper Peaks. The fields of Wyandir were once home to several powerful ruling houses, squabbling over their own goals before being drawn into either side of the conflict of the gods, or abstaining for their own reasons. The immensity of the power wielded by the prime deities and the betrayer gods was enough to wound the landscape for eons, and the irresponsible use of arcane knowledge developed by mortals ensured the ruins of their own legacy. You see another passage that says the world entered a long, dark period of regrowth. The betrayer gods were banished once more to the realms of deception and hate, but the threat of their return weighed heavily on the world. Prime deities felt that their involvement in mortal conflict was to blame for the cataclysmic damage inflicted on Exandria. They knew that while the divine gateways were left open, the prison planes that held the banished betrayers would remain perfect and temporary. This is what led them to lock themselves and the betrayer gods behind the divine gate, which essentially stops them or the betrayer gods from coming back to the continent and back to this actual world to do damage. They can still be involved. They could still give power to people, to act on behalf of them.
Right.
But their full power is unable to be felt in this realm.
Okay. I think you would start to look specifically at betrayer gods to see if anything feels like it could fit, whether it's just a gut feeling or some kind of description, or even if he's lucky enough artwork. What's the wild mount equivalent of a Google image search, Josh? This is what I want to know. It doesn't exist, I know, but
it doesn't exist.
No.
Yeah. The wild mount equivalent of a Google image search is asking someone who's an expert on the subject and seeing if they could give you a.
All right. Well, we may have tried to kill that one, so that might be a door that's closed. In fact, he has some of our stuff, and I want it back.
Whoever are you talking about?
I don't have to tell you, I'm a free man.
Nice. So as you look through, you find just researching, you find a book with it's just a list of betrayer gods. So just in alphabetical order, you have Asmodeus, god of the nine hells, Bane of conquest and tyranny, Grumsh, the god of slaughter and warfare, Lolth, goddess of deceit and spiders, Tharizdun of darkness and destruction, Tiamat, the dragon god of evil, Torog, god of enslavement and torture, Vecna of necromancy and secrets, and Zahir, assassins, poisons, and snakes. You might be muted. I mean, you're definitely muted, but I don't know if you...
Sorry. No, I was. I was doing fine after Tiamat. I kind of lost... So Tharizdun was darkness and what?
Destruction.
Destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Tiamat was evil, dragon queen and evil.
Dragon god of evil, yeah.
All right, and then after was...
Torog, enslavement and torture.
Ew.
Vecna, necromancy and secrets. Zahir, assassins, poison, and snakes.
Zahir, assassins, poisons, and snakes.
Yes, sir.
So, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like from this list, my own gut feeling would lean, if, and this is a big if, this is a betrayer god, potentially Tharizdun, darkness and destruction, or maybe Vecna, necromancy and secrets, feels like kind of accurate based on Vael's experiences. That's, I guess I'm asking more about Vael's experiences, if that's the right. Okay.
So I'm sorry, that was. So, based on Vael's experiences, or the experiences that he's had, right? Let me scroll way back.
Yeah, I mean it seemed. Oh man, I'm really feeling like either of those two could be strong candidates.
I'm just
He
just
gave
trying.
Spooky Johnson, the our name for, for my patron, originally warned us about the shadow creatures in Malaya's Mere and how to
Mhm.
handle that. And then really the next significant thing was knowing how to get out of the underground.
Yeah, I would say, I'll tell you this. Just based on the experiences that you've had, the conversations that you've had, what you've been gifted. If you're trying to find the like what sticks out with those two specifically, I would say for Vecna, you have secrets,
Yeah, that's okay.
and for Thara's Dune, you had darkness. Because there's a lot of talk of secrets, some information given to you, and
I
then
also
really the
have-
background.
I also have Devil's Sight now.
Yes, you have that, and the place in which you had your conversations was, for the most part, darkness.
Yeah,
Now-
Shadow and yeah.
Is the reason for that because of secrecy? You know, you can't see what's in the dark,
It could be anything. It's just it's
or
all
is the
theory.
reason? Yeah,
I get
exactly. But you know, based on your experiences, if you're looking for that those would be two that stand out.
I think he would then start to focus his attention there. He would alert Echo and be like, "You want to look at Thara's Dune, and I'll look at Vecna." He kind of winces. He's like, "This feels like that might be one of them, if it's a betrayer god."
Yes, sure. I'll see what I can find.
That's a very surprisingly calm reaction from Becca.
I don't know how calm he actually was.
Look, right now, what we're looking at is a potential answer in a sea of questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Echo is finding
Yeah.
his comfort right now. So
Okay.
Yeah.
this is
I like
something that he's used to doing. You know, like back early on when he first started, here was a lot of like, oh, you know, tell me what you can about. There's a lot of like, tell me what you can find about this. Like, look for this kind of information. What would you do with that? And that's basically where we're at right now. So
All right.
he's grossed out a little bit, you know, got a yucky feeling a little bit, but it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could it though?
Goodness.
Okay.
So why don't you both roll? We're gonna switch, I think, to investigation at this point because that also feels right.
Sure. I'm on Vecna.
Yeah, you give me a roll for Vecna, and Echo give me a roll for Thara's Dune.
Sweet. Luckily, I'm really bad at investigation.
Are you better at history?
No, religion is actually his strong suit.
Ooh.
But,
Tell me what your modifier would be for religion and for investigation, or what the role would
investigation's-
be rather.
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
So like roll the d20 and tell me what
Oh.
it would be for religion, and then tell me what it would be for investigation.
It was a bad roll, so it doesn't really matter. But for investigation, it'd be a 6. For religion, it would be a 9.
Okay.
And then for Vael and investigation's a 16.
Okay. Evan, roll me a d6.
That's a 6.
6.
See if that's a good thing.
So, and I'm sorry, Jake. What did you roll?
Vael got a 16.
16. Okay. So, on Thara's Dune, you know that his what's the word? We were just talking about this earlier. He's Thara's Dune, the Chained Oblivion. There's a word for that. I don't remember what it is.
Bound?
Huh?
Never mind. I
We
sit
were
down.
about it was about Evan's friend that we made.
Sketch.
It's okay.
Hey.
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Let's stop.
It has to do with sauce, not the word, but the context in which we were talking about it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'll laugh when you remember.
Oh my god.
So he is known as Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion. And let me look at one more thing, because I think the context in which you would know about him would be more through Ioun than through Tharizdun, just because of, because of who he is. So, Ioun, right, revered by seers, sages, and teachers of all walks of life, she was grievously wounded by Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion, during the Calamity. Her followers are now hunted by agents of her ancient foes. She recovers. Now, Eko, I don't think you've experienced much of this. You might have heard stories about it, just kind of in passing. But in the current state of just how things have been going, it's not been a huge part of your experience, and as far as you know, of the experience of those in this monastery, in this town, that you know of. You know that the Chained Oblivion is very bad. You know that he's the reason, or his followers at least, are part of the reason why worship of Ioun is mostly done in private. But hasn't been for agents of Ioun supposedly being hunted down. It really hasn't had that much of an effect on your life, or any effect on your life, for that matter. Let's see. So one thing that you know about Tharizdun is that his followers are supposed to offer and siphon their own power to him until he becomes free. And I'd say that's probably it for Mr. Jacoby. Found a pretty good book.
Okay.
So Vecna, also known as the Whispered One, he's a lich lord who presided over villainous mages, aspiring politicians, and envious servants as the dark god of necromancy, undeath, and secrets. Once a dangerously clever and powerful archmage turned lich, his hunger for dominion over all mysteries and obsession with conquering the Pantheon led to his own dissolution, leaving behind only his hand and his eye. His enduring spirit reformed through the ages and managed to reconstruct the Raven Queen's rites of ascension to become the newest of gods to walk Exandria. He was defeated and locked behind the Divine Gate. And now he quietly rules over that which is not meant to be known. So those who claim to have looked on Vecna's form speak of a tall skeletal lich swathed in tattered robes and enchanted jewels, missing both his left hand and his left eye.
Okay.
The commandments of Vecna, if you're ready.
I'm working on it. Okay.
I could send you all this information too, so don't stress about it.
Okay, that will at your discretion.
Okay. So commandments of Vecna are: learn all you can and keep hidden that which you know. Reveal what pieces you must, but never tell the whole. Express and cultivate the evil within yourself, and in doing so, recognize it in others to exploit them for your own benefit. And seed the ruin of all who worship other deities, until only those who kneel before Vecna remain.
Pretty dark stuff.
Yeah, all right, good.
I feel like this could be a thing. Is it safe to say Eko shared?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Eko pretty much would have said, if this Tharistoon, the Chained Oblivion, is your patron, then you're going to be in quite a bit of trouble, I think.
How was I supposed to offer and siphon their power to him until he becomes free? That one just seems to stand out to me for some reason. He referenced me having a lot of potential. Just think he might not even be any of these things. He might not be a god. He may be something else. But I just figured this would be a good spot to start.
I assume Vael also shared his findings about Vecna.
Yes.
Okay. And the idol I don't recall, but was it missing a hand or an eye?
I don't recall it being undead in any way.
It was more of a creature, right? A beast.
Yes. Eko, just want you to know if this is something that kind of looks down for a second. If this somehow pits us against one another, I will not fight you. And he just rubs his temples. If I have anything to say about that, at least.
If I have a choice, I won't either.
I think Vael looks at you very, very dead on and says, listen, if I am not myself and have become a danger to others, I would hope you would do what would need to be done. And I would never hold that against you. In fact, I would expect it.
Eko kind of looks down at the ground and nods solemnly before looking up and just giving him direct eye contact and then nodding a little bit more sternly.
I guarantee it would come to that, of course.
Yes. Well, you're all my family, so if you do become a danger to us, then I'll protect our little family.
Thank you, and you will not be alone in that. We both know Mac does what needs doing. And you and Mellie are both the brightest lights I've ever seen in my life.
Are you sure Mac would do that to you? You've known each other a very long time. And I understand you wouldn't be yourself, but how can you... I don't know.
If I asked him to, I think he would.
This is delightfully grim.
Yes, let's think about something positive, like finding Master Dinoa.
Oh, gods. Well,
Sure, we'll be catching up with the others soon anyways.
at least we have seemingly a better idea of what we're looking at.
And
I think you're right. I think these two are the closest we have, with Tharistoun being
leading
a little
candidate.
more. Yeah.
Still theory for now. But
No.
on
So, go ahead.
wonderful. I was meaning to talk to you, and Vael just kind of does a quick little look around to see if anyone's nearby.
Ah, this is what I've been waiting for. Okay, so all of your research that you were doing, were you trying to be sneaky about it?
I think I would just follow Eko's lead on that.
I don't think you would be sneaky about what texts they were taking out and reading through. The only time he might have been a little bit more sneaky would have been when mentioning specifically the word patron. Anything implying control, especially since he was looking into Tharistoun and the history of that with Ioun.
Why don't you roll me a charisma stealth check?
Charisma stealth check.
Respect.
So with charisma instead of dex?
Yes, sir.
Ouch. Okay. It could be worse, but... Oh, that's actually fine. God, I have to add this up. Our proficiency is +3, so it's a +4 modifier. So that's a 22.
22?
Yes.
On there. Okay. So while you and Vael are speaking to each other, a man walks up to you, human, and you just hear his voice behind you, and he just says, "Eko." And he's rather tall, dark hair. Just kind of looks to you and raises an eyebrow and just says, "What's this I hear about Tharistoun?"
Who do I recognize this person as, or do I know them by name?
You recognize this person to be... They are I mean, it's the person who doesn't do much martial arts or anything of that sort. They are more a part of your order for the knowledge. Spend most of their time in the library. Realistically, this man is he's like an Ioun librarian, we'll say. And his name is Ricky.
It got me. I don't know why. Wow. Ricky's gonna like that when he listens to the podcast. Hey, Ricky. Good afternoon, Ricky. Yes,
afternoon.
just doing a bit of research into into everything that happened with Ayun. You know me, more on the fighting side of things. Just wanted a bit of a refresher.
All right. Well, I mean,
Nice to see you, by the way.
that sounds like a lie. Not the nice to see you. I mean, maybe that's I don't know. But
Nothing event.
It was. I would say that it was a lie.
okay. So why don't you roll deception?
It's at least a stretch of the truth.
Yeah.
16.
16.
Trying to think how I could help. I'm not sure yet.
You know how to juggle? Yeah.
Decent
Vael pretends to be a mime. He just kind of like raises an eyebrow and just kind of looks at you like, and then he'll say, "What then does Vecna have to do with Ayun?" And he looks
I'm
to
sorry,
Vael. He looks back
Ricky.
to you.
Is that right?
Yes.
I've just always been very curious about the calamity and the goings on at Malaeus Mere, and I just was trying to see if there was anything that could connect the dots as to what caused the destruction, and I thought some betrayer gods would be a good place to start.
Jake, you tried to fancy feet your way around wording that, but that was not the purpose of your studies.
No, it absolutely was not.
So, why don't you also roll a deception check?
Okay. That's a 12.
It's 12. He gives you another like eyebrow raise. He's like, "If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I do spend most of my time here in the library. And I am happy to provide whatever insight you need. I have read most of these books cover to cover 3 times minimum."
Do I have a reputation of Ricky? Like, would I know him to be like, this is just how he is, like maybe he's a little bit nosier than usual, or is it weird that Ricky was poking his head in here and literally like was apparently listening the entire time to everything we were discussing?
Is
that a red flag given what, that Eko's just learned that there's something weird going on with the order?
I would say, I mean, you could roll an insight check if you would like, but like based on reputation and what you know of him alone, like he's kind of an awkward dude who just spends most of his time like reading books in here. And you see, if you look, that he does have a book in his hand, and it's almost as if he was just reading something and was maybe like just out of sight and kind of overheard a couple, we'll say like keywords that just made him be like, like that, that kind of thing. But
okay.
But like based on
if you want me to roll an
reputation,
insight check for it, I think that would be fair, but that's, it's totally up to you.
Well, what I just said is what you would know.
Okay.
Like,
so I know him.
Yeah.
I know of him well enough from the times that I've been there that he'll just kind of poke his nose in if it catches his interest. If
exactly.
It's something that
he is a good-hearted person, just kind of weird, and maybe words things in a way where you're kind of just like, okay, Ricky, like.
Yeah. Actually, now that you say it, we had an opportunity recently near the ruins of Malesmere. And, Vael, do you recall that carving that we had found? The one that we're trying to determine its origin and why we were looking into Vecna, as you said.
Yes, would you like me to show Ricky?
I forgot you could do that. Ricky, would you mind taking a look, see if it sparks anything?
You're in the ruins. Yeah, yes. I would love to see this. If any assistance I could be of, I would be very happy to. Yes, please show me.
And Vael just kind of turns his hand slightly up, and then a little wispy shadow just forms into his what he believes the idol remembers the idol to have looked like.
Okay. Why don't you? What would be like a memory check? I mean, I don't want to say straight intelligence because that just feels like that feels not fair.
I don't know, but this is definitely something he would be really familiar with. The appearance.
Oh yeah, no, I'd say whatever it is, you definitely get advantage on it. It's just like the accuracy of it, like how spot on is it going to be?
So I see two elements in that: the memory of what it looks like versus his ability to reproduce it.
Okay. So if you had to roll for it, what would you like to roll?
What I like to roll would be a dex anything.
Not dex.
Intelligence would be his next best, so that would be
Intelligence? All right, why don't you roll intelligence with advantage and add proficiency?
okay. That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Very nice. Very nice. I'm like very far back in
Sorry to make
in
it
the
that
notes
deep
trying to
cut.
find. This is like the early days of notes where I didn't even have everything in one book either.
If you want to come back to it, I understand.
Give me one sec. There's my random encounter table for
Yeah.
back when you guys were in the woods, the Savalier wood.
If you want to
But-
do our break now, if you want to.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, if you guys want to take a quick break, we'll be back in 5 minutes or so, something like that. If anyone has any questions about anything, just throw them in chat, and we will answer those as we return. Any questions about like things that are happening that maybe you need like background information on, or like roles that are happening, or anything like that, or just anything in general. Yeah, just throw it in chat. We'll get to it when we return. Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
I have returned.
Welcome back, Josh.
It is good to be back. It is very good to be back. And I have a description straight from ye old horse's mouth.
Oh boy.
So, first of all, everyone good? Any questions? Was there anything I missed that needs to be addressed? I have not looked at chat yet.
Not unless you want to talk about feety pajamas.
Beanie pajamas. You know, I don't own any yet, but they are super cool.
Been a while
One of
for
these
me.
days I will probably get one, but there's no urgency. There's no sense of urgency. Maybe if someone has like a feety pajama party, maybe I will be forced to buy them, but otherwise, no.
Fair enough.
How about some merch for Ancient Relics and Hokey Religion?
Oh.
Oh my.
All right, so
Oh my.
I think we need Eko and Mac feety pajamas.
My
I would literally wear them every day.
It really is like something we need to have happen.
I love feety pajamas. It's just the only problem is I live in Florida
Yeah.
and I die of heat in feety pajamas. I don't know
It's
if I
like
can
6
turn my air
degrees here right now.
conditioner low enough.
Yeah, you
I
guys
mean,
could
to be
use it.
fair, I think it's actually supposed to freeze tonight, and this is one of the first times this winter.
Hmm.
But like 3 days ago, it was like 75. So,
That's wild.
yeah.
Wow. Or I feel like Rain would be a good character to have feety pajamas after.
Yep.
You know, complete
Mhm.
with like ball of yarn sticking out of pocket.
Mhm.
I would get those for sure.
We'll have to make that happen.
Yes.
Okay, well then, where we had just left off is Vael or Jake, I guess, had rolled pretty well for Vael to find out how well his depiction of the idol statue key thing was. Also, one thing I just want to rewind. You asked me a question about the temple place that you were at with Freeman and whether there were statues that looked like that thing.
Yeah.
When you asked me that question, I was thinking of more along the lines of inside that lava room where you had the battle, where those ones were more like gargoyles, but on the outside of the room,
Yeah.
there was absolutely a perfect match to the other idol. Because, you know, there's the one on the one side and there's the other one that you put in, and then
Okay.
that was the key.
That's what I had thought, and so if that's the case, I would like to retcon that I did a carving instead of the idol.
Retcon that you did a carving instead of the idol. What do you
It's
mean?
like instead of like trying to minor illusion what the idol looked like, I would minor illusion one of the carvings in the wall, like a small little version of it. But
Okay, the carving the wall of that, like that place that you're at, the place of power.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
oh wait, hang on. Are we talking about the same things? I'm not talking about where I found the idol. I'm talking about where, like where we fought Freeman.
So, technically, where you fought Freeman was right outside of. Well, I guess you fought him inside too. So, the idol, that's what got you into the lava room that
Yeah.
you had that crazy, insane fight at. Inside that room, there were like gargoyles and all that kind of thing. But the match for the idol was on the outside of the room, not the inside of that room.
So, yeah. And you're not talking about putting the key, you're talking about the carvings in the wall matched the depiction of the idol.
No, I'm talking. All right. Oh boy.
It's easier to just say I did the idol, then that's fine. I just was trying, if possible, to hide that, I would. If not, then I won't.
Okay. All right. I got you. So you would like to hide the idol as best you could, but not hide the place in Molesmere.
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what just happened. All of my volumes just changed drastically.
Wonderful.
It's always fun, right?
Computer's been funky lately. So I did
Jesus.
order a new power supply today. Oh, we've got another moment here. do this for Nate. So you know, Nate, this means you could take this part out and do what you gotta do. Thank you for all your hard work.
Look at my little cutie Mellie.
So good. Right. And then there's Skellies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Both so good. I have to say, like, I know I've told you guys this, but for chat, like, I saw Kim drawing. He was kind of like halfway done with Mellie. I just walked past, saw her on the iPad. I did a double take. Went, oh, holy crap, that's Mellie. Is that what you're working on? She was like, yeah. She's like, I started thinking it was Mellie. She was working on something different and ended up making that Mellie, which I think is pretty cool. And of course,
Can you guys hear me again?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Of course, we got Vael on
I
screen now.
I think I don't know. I don't know what just happened. I want to say it was a problem with the wireless headset, so I have a wired connection now. It seems to be working. And, let's continue on. Let's just go with description of the idol, and if we need to retcon or change anything, we could do that in the future, just for ease of
Sounds
right
good.
now.
Yep.
Because so what you show him is in your hand, it's almost kind of like shadowy at first as this image starts to form, but then it is this golden platinum head, this monstrous head with these sharp, jagged teeth and red, shimmering gems for eyes that almost seem to have some sort of glow to them. And that's what he sees, and that's what you show. Jake, what feeling does Vael get as he looks at that image again? Possibly for the first time since the fight at Molly's Spear.
Good question. I actually think genuine curiosity. I feel like he's kind of just in that mode right now. I think probably a healthy fear and respect is mixed in there, but
Okay.
mostly like I want to know what this is.
Eko, how about you? Is there anything like in particular that like feeling or anything, or just kind of pretty much similar to what Jake said?
Probably gets a little bit of a ball in his stomach.
Okay.
Just having like a quick flashback to that moment, but I think he's pretty much right now. His focus, as before, is like this might lead to something. Like, really needs some kind of pause. Like, any answer to any question would be great right now. So that's more where his head is at.
Okay. All right. Very nice. As Ricky looks upon the image, the illusion, he gets a very like kind of quizzical look on him as he just begins to look around it, inspect it, and forgive me, what did you say to him like leading up to this? It was just trying to find more information on this thing you saw at Molesmere? Is that
The way that Eko had worded it was that there was a thing that we saw there that leads us to believe that Vecna or Tharis Dune has something more to do with Melismere directly. Basically, like, what does this have any link to either of those two? I think is kind of the idea.
Okay. Okay. He continues to just kind of look at this thing. Almost for like like a weird amount of time where you're kind of like, is he gonna say anything? And
I believe that.
And as he looks at it, he's like, very interesting. Never seen anything quite like this before. Its eyes are almost reminiscent of that of Grumsh, unblinking and almost a blood red, but there are two of them. Grumsh, however, would only have one. Whatever this is, it is very dark, potentially dangerous. You saw this in Molismere.
We did.
Actually, let me. He just continues to look at it for a little bit, and he says, the bone structure is almost reminiscent of a core spawn. Nasty little creatures. From what I understand, they are over in the west. Or over in the east, rather. My bad.
I think actually, I feel like you may have said that to Vael.
I may have said what to Vael?
I think he may have. I think when we fought those creatures in that first room, we may have been wondering about that. I think Vael asked Mac if he knew because he thought he was from.
Mm-hmm. So
I think he's not interrupting. He's just.
Oh, okay, all right. Just remembering. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. These creatures were a plague brought on by the calamity that are now a blight on Zorhas. I've only ever heard of them being west of the Ashkeep Peaks, usually closer toward the Blight Shore. But again, I cannot say for sure. I've never really seen anything exactly like this. If I may, God.
Just going to say I hadn't either. I'm something of an enthusiast with Melismere, but I thought perhaps maybe this may have been something from Jorhas, but that was as far as I got.
So, forgive me for not being as much of a outright intellectual as the two of you, but would that not then stand to reason that whatever this represents is outside the typical known pantheon?
It's definitely not any known depiction of any known god. Not one that I knew of. Perhaps something reminiscent of an elder evil. If that is hard to say.
Do we know what that could be?
Would you like would Vael know what an elder evil is, or what do you?
Yeah, I mean, I have an idea.
Specifically, like just the idea of an elder evil.
Mm-hmm. Like who came before the gods, kind of a.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Vael has heard of the concept before, but. Like anything specific, I don't know that either of you would know any specifics of elder evils.
Okay. When you say elder evil, like something that preceded the gods, or?
Yes, precisely. Almost primordial. Something that always was until of course it wasn't, and it was superseded by something else. There are always artifacts and things of the such left behind. If I may ask, what led you to this place? Was there anything else you've found? And any other information you can give me would merely only help me help you.
We don't have much. Vael just kind of turns to meet Eko's eyes. I've always been very curious about. Well, they asked me in my whole life.
So,
and he needed the help of a talented fighter to get him down there where he might be able to find more information. He's not exactly. Well, you can see. He smirks a little bit saying that.
So one, I will say, I rolled persuasion with that last request, and it was a natural 20. There's a plus 0 modifier.
Sounds right.
But yeah.
So we feel very, very inclined to believe that he is being extremely genuine about this request. Like he really wants to help.
Exactly. You are not under any obligation to give any extra information, but exactly what you just described is the truth. You do feel that he genuinely is trying to help, and he wants to know as much as he can so that he could give you the best information possible. He's somewhat like scientific in his approach, where the more information he has, the more accurate of information he could give you. And another thing, Eko, roll deception, because you just said that Vael wasn't able to protect himself.
It was definitely intended to be like a joke, but
Oh, okay, no, fair.
I'm
If it was
decked out
intended to
in,
be a
like,
joke,
I
yeah.
imagine-
adventuring gear.
I imagine like Vail's got his armor on and like
Oh, yeah.
probably has
Yeah.
his sword hanging off of his hip. But yeah, no, he wasn't really trying to he wasn't trying to make that believable.
All right, roll straight charisma.
Okay. Luckily I'm bad at that. 14. Could be a lot
Okay.
worse.
He does not get the joke,
Yeah.
and he just looks at you and looks at him, at Vail, and he's like, "Well, he seems quite capable. Maybe not of the strongest variety, but I'm sure you could put that bow to use."
Known to happen once or twice, and then he kind of just like looks at Echo, and like he doesn't say anything, but he's like looking at him like, why don't you just tell him stuff? Like, even kind of like scratches his head, like, if you want, you can talk to me.
I almost just used the wrong voice, and it would have been my character from my Tuesday night campaign, which is not what he sounds like at all.
Oh my gosh.
That is a much deeper voice. Oh boy, hold on, sorry.
Vail.
You joke, but kinda. Well, hold on, now we'll just do it for fun.
This is Flesh Sealer from my Tuesday campaign.
I'm into it.
Nice.
Vail, do you want to tell him that you have a patron?
I do. But I will follow your lead.
Echo kind of almost like he's ripping off a band-aid, like he just started pulling off a band-aid and the first couple hairs are getting pulled by it. Turns toward Ricky and, well, Ricky, my friend Vail here is actually a warlock. Is that the right term? Vail?
I think so. Ricky, I'm trying to figure out what has happened to me. And I'm concerned I might be in trouble.
Very, very interesting. So, so your research into Bikna and Ferris Dune is to find out if they may or may not be your patron.
He doesn't say anything, but he kind of winces and just nods.
Oh my. Well, very powerful patrons, indeed. Oh my. Well.
Ricky, do you have something you want to say?
Forgive me. I'm more of an internal processor. I don't know what sort of specific information I could give you. But I will do more research. If you will be in town for long, I will find out everything I can about Ferris Dune in Vecna. And
It's just really a shot in the dark, no pun intended, but I don't... I have no idea where I've gotten some of these powers, or what exactly is the source. I'm aware of the moment. However, this is very private too, Ricky. I don't know if you could understand. It's hard to just open up like this to someone that I just met. I mean, Eko seems to know you here, so Basically, what I'm saying is your discretion would be greatly appreciated.
Most of the conversations I have take place inside my head. My discretion is yours. I will keep this to myself and read as many books as I can to try and find out anything else I can that may or may not help you. What I will say is, if it is one of these two, both of them are very powerful. It may be... Well, as long as you don't let them take control over you. It's a very strong power to wield. It could be used for good. As long as you will it. As long as you can control it.
That is the idea.
Do you feel in control?
Nearly always, yes.
Nearly.
My very first experience was not a good one.
Hmm.
It moved me
Well.
to another location. I didn't know what was going on. But since then it seems to want to work with me or help me. I imagine there is going to be a price of some kind in the future. But it shrugs.
As they say, the bill comes at the end.
Very well put.
I would be very careful with this. Also be careful who you tell. I'm intrigued by studies into everything. And I think power can be used to help people, but not everyone shares that viewpoint. Some believe that power from a certain source can only be evil and only be used for evil. We clearly do not share that same limited viewpoint. Either way, be very careful. I know this is probably a simple question. You would have already thought of this, but Thurston is... There are few visual attempts to depict him. But texts speak of a creature of rolling, hungry ink, and darkness spreading a cloud of lightless destruction from 1,000 ravenous mouths. Current references show the nightmares constrained by chains of gold and black. His tenets are to offer and siphon power to him from his lackeys. He wants his people to uncover, restore, and exalt forgotten shrines and relics in his honor, ruin and raise the realms to prepare for the epoch of ends. Whereas Vecna, he's some sort of tall, skeletal lich with tattered robes, enchanted jewels, and he's missing his left hand and left eye.
Didn't get a good look. Only heard the voice.
Of course. Well, that is something. I'm afraid I may not be able to offer much help at this moment. But I promise you I will do everything I can to find out as much as I can.
I appreciate that very much. Do I get the sense he's hiding anything?
Roll an insight.
That would be a natural 20.
No, you don't get the sense that he's hiding anything. He seems very genuine in his attempt to figure out. Really, I mean, he loves knowledge. You kind of kindred spirits in that way. Very different personalities, very different ways of going about that.
Right.
But he wants to know more, and he does want to be helpful, and he wants to help you. But you don't get the sense that he's trying to do anything weird.
I mean, I don't know if there's much else we're gonna do with this conversation. Anything you wanted to do, Evan?
I don't think so. I'll just say that just to circle back for a moment, when he mentioned, a power like this could only be used, a lot of people think a power like this can only be used for evil, but not everyone shares.
I saw your face change. On
that same weak, that weak viewpoint, I believe was the verbiage that he used.
Limited.
Yes. There was Eko will remember this note that popped up on
I saw it right across
on
your
the top
face.
of the screen, and his expression kind of straightened up real quick. Don't know if that's a thing that Vael would have noticed or made a note of or anything, but I just want to make sure that's noted.
Whether he noticed it or not, he knows Eko enough to know that would have bothered him, I think.
It just was a bit of a red flag, even though it's obvious that his intent is genuine. His view of the situation worries him a little bit. Specifically the way that he's kind of like, well, what's the problem? I want to figure this out too. This is really interesting. I want to know who this is, but
you're fine. Use the power however you see fit.
Well, he said be careful. He said be careful and make sure you're in control.
Of course. It was just something that Eko had noted mentally. But I don't think there's anything else Eko needs to get out of this conversation. So I think he would just thank Mr. Ricky for his time and for his discretion. Thank you for your time and discretion.
You're welcome. Just kind of turns and just kind of walks away.
I like to imagine his robes are so long that you don't see his feet move, so it looks like he's just kind of gliding, like he's on a little wheelie dolly. And just
yep, he's got a Segway underneath there.
Oh my gosh! Oh boy!
All right. So we'll call that 2 hours. Does that sound right?
For the stream, yes.
1 hour. Huh? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair.
Wow.
Oh,
I got you. No,
Man, 3 streams from now we'll get to meet Echo's friend.
Okay. That will bring us. That was great. That will bring us to Mellie and Mac. As you walk toward the town, is there anything you want to talk about while you head towards all the stores and everything? As you see people walking back and forth, everyone busy working on their tasks, and there's someone sitting in a bench painting the storefronts and painting a picture of the storefronts, not actually like none of that.
Mac has nothing to say. Now, I don't know if Mellie has anything wants to talk about or mention, but Mac doesn't.
You did just have a long conversation, if we're talking in game time, so that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think Mellie would be tired from the conversation, but she would definitely probably feel a little awkward since they're not all together, and do her little rambling thing where it's like, oh, like, and this reminds me of this back home, and then my sister was doing this the other day, and so
What
like
was your
she's
sister doing the other day?
eating oatmeal.
Okay.
She loves oatmeal. It's canon.
Which sister?
The oldest sister.
Okay. All right.
So if that's what you're doing, like you're rambling, Mac is going to like it is going to be like he's going to be like, yeah, and like to where he is like responding along to where you can tell he is listening, and not like sarcastically by any means, like actually like listening.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not. Mellie's not saying anything of substance, but she's like, that was an intense conversation. She wants to fill the silence.
Okay. All right. Very nice. So yeah, Mellie rambling the way there, and Mac with his like, yeah, oh, cool, great, yeah. Before we do any of that, have we had a Mellie and Mac solo side quest yet? I know you're just shopping, but
Side quest? I don't think so. I mean, we've had some conversations before, but I don't know if we've
very nice,
like gone off just the two of us before.
Okay, cool. I didn't think there was. So, the two of you head off together. You are, after like 15-20 minutes or so, maybe half an hour if you're walking slowly, you make it to where all the storefronts are. Pretty busy area. A lot of people moving around, carts moving, peddlers on the street, people selling goods, all sorts of, all of those things happening. You had a couple things on the itinerary. So, what would you like to do first?
Since Mellie is talking and I'm kind of like listening to her, I would probably follow her lead if she was like just kind of like looking for the store. I know she said she wanted to buy diamonds. And follow that, unless she specifically like either saw the armor place and like asked if I wanted to go in there, or if she like asked me like where I wanted to go first. But if she was like kind of taking the lead, I would just go with.
Mellie would have looked for the armor place first.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I mean, you find a store, and the name of this store with various articles of clothing and some leather armor and things of the sort. It's in the window, and as we've mentioned multiple times before, but just a reminder for those who just popped in, all of the storefronts here are beautiful. They're like really keeping up appearance, where like you're in the nice part of town and it's the nice McDonald's.
The brick exterior. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, yeah, you know. But you see a store, and it's called Terrific Threads and Where to Find Them. And where is spelled WEAR.
And so like when we like walk, as we're walking up to the place, I just kind of like look over to Melanie and I go, do all of these places have to rhyme and have the same letters in their names? Terrific Threads. All right, let's get in and out.
I think it might be some sort of thing with the city council where if you want to open.
Oh, we lost her.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
If you want to open a store, you need to have alliteration.
Town code. Could you imagine if that was...
That was actually town code.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Sorry, you can't open your store. Name's not funny enough.
Oh man. It's funny because I was gonna go out of my way to not make this one have like alliteration, and then
Stop.
and then I came up with Terrific Threads and Where to Find Them, and I was like, nah, I have to use that.
Absolutely. It looks like she's still in the Discord call. I don't know what just happened.
Discord, I think, takes a little bit longer to like to disconnect if something happens, though.
Yeah.
Let me send her text.
Let's see what happened.
Oh, is he? Oh, she's trying to send a message.
I think it's... My
Everything
internet,
stops working.
my internet just stopped.
I mean, so like we can. I mean, not to say that I don't want to hear her full response to this, but if we want to go, oh wait, is she back?
Oh, you're back.
Oh. Ooh.
Hello, Izzy. I see you.
Oh no, you're muted on Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I unmute her? Shouldn't be able to. How about now?
Yeah, that.
Can you hear us, Izzy?
Yes.
There she
Hey,
is.
we can hear you.
Sorry, guys.
You
Oh,
were
you're
just
fine.
about to say something about town
Marco was
code
just saying how he didn't
requiring-
want to hear anything that you had to say.
Yes.
Oh, it was silly. It feels less silly now that I have to repeat myself.
Still want to hear it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jake would.
I
Jake
would,
would.
yep. Wah, 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 wah.
I think that it has something to do with town code, and you want to open up a shop, you have to follow the common thread.
Yes.
Mac just like looks over at you and literally hangs his head. Just utter defeat.
He looks over you and hangs his thread.
No.
Ba-da-ba.
No. That is not canon. That is not canon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that was wonderful.
Lets out a heavy sigh. And then walks in.
It was honestly worth the wait.
Thank you.
It made it that much better. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, so as you walk in, there's an elf woman finishing up helping a customer, and that customer pays, kind of walks right past you, and she just kind of looks at the two of you, and she's just says, "Oh, hello, it's nice to see you. Welcome to Terrific Threads and Where to Find Them. What can I help you with today?"
I was wondering if you might have any studded leather armor that would fit me.
Well, most of my armor is a bit larger, but I might be able to workshop one of the child sizes for you. No disrespect.
None taken.
You said studded leather armor.
Yes.
All right. Let me see what I have in the back. Feel free to look around, and if there's anything else you need, just let me know. Miss, is there anything that you're looking for while I'm over here?
I was wondering if you had any, and this might be silly to be asking in an armor shop, but leather bands that go around your upper arm that are just to look nice.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we have all of the latest styles. You'll find them right over there, and she'll kind of point you point you towards them. I'm laughing at Warriors R Us now. But and she kind of points you towards all these like kind of leather bracers, and they're all, some of them have these like really cool decorative designs on them with like flowers and plants, and some of them have like a dragon and phoenix, like all of these, like they're pretty cool looking. But she'll just say, "I'll be right back, and if there's anything else you need, just let me know." And she'll take a step into the back. As you look around, you see all of the leather bands and bracers and things of the sort that I had previously mentioned. You also see a rather like extensive inventory of like really fancy vests. Like some really nice looking craftsmanship.
Mac, do you think Eko would wear a leather vest?
I don't know.
I know he
I
has.
feel like that might clash with his style a little bit, but he might.
Ellie's gonna pick one up. They're just so cool. Well, I guess let's see what their return policy is in case he doesn't like it. And take it from there.
Good idea.
Do they have any of I'm assuming Vael probably has one already, but like the leather pieces that people wear on their fingers to protect them when they pull back the bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I would say he does. I think part of his armor and his, yeah, as an archer.
I would say Bill's a big boy. He doesn't need it. No. No,
He'd rather be smart than tough.
They real life Jake learned that lesson actually.
I think I still have a scar on my arm.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, that hurts, and I kept doing it. Just like an idiot.
Oh, that was a fun night.
I gave you bardic inspiration. You nailed that, Cam.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's I'll post that. All right, tell you what, check out Twitter. I'm the real Josh T, and we'll probably repost it on JnJ Tabletop, but I'll show you a picture from that night of real Josh and real Jake shooting arrows. Probably just the arrow, but anyway. So yes, I mean, I don't know if you want to roll to see if you would remember whether Vael has one of those already or not, or if you just know that that's something you would know, that's fine too. Or something you wouldn't know, that's also fine. But there are various different types of them.
I think Mellie would browse and look to see if she could find something that maybe she thought was, in her mind, a little bit fancier than he probably would have used. So it's like a nice one.
So there's a lot of different fancy styles of them. But
Can you describe each one in detail?
well, what I was going to ask you actually is if you had to pick one out specifically for Vael, like what kind of design does Mellie think that he would just love to have, or does Mellie think would just like work well with him and his style?
I think if they have one that has like wisps, like looks like air blowing, but like could kind of be like shadows if you interpret it one way, I think that would be, I feel like that would be appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely, there is one of them that has these kind of like it's almost like a gust of something where like it clearly looks like it is some sort of like wind or something, and it kind of curls at the end, almost like a wave. But just the way it's designed and everything, just it is definitely shadowy and edgy and cool if you're into that sort of thing.
Sounds perfect.
We're all gonna come out of this looking like a goth group.
Oh man, yeah,
It's
you
Lord
guys
Vael.
accidentally just went into Hot Topic.
Maybe
Keep
it's
in line,
brown
would it be
leather.
Thought Topic? Oh wait, that's something else.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Common thread here.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking around at these things, she comes out from the back and she's like, "All right, I found this one over here. I don't know if it'll be a perfect fit, but let's see. I'm sure I can make some alterations if I need to." Are you wearing your other armor currently?
I am.
Okay. So, if you're doing that by yourself, it's going to take you a couple minutes to take the like the old armor off.
I would think that she would probably help. I mean, unless like
She would-
if we're like trying to like get the other one on, that she would probably help.
She would definitely help you if it seemed like that was like, you know, welcome. She's not going to like, I don't know, some people get weird with that kind of thing.
It would be. It would be welcomed.
Okay, yeah, so she'll help you out and she'll help you get the new one on, and it's like it's a little loose in some spots, a little bit tighter in others, and she's like, well, I could definitely make it work. If you give me 15, maybe 20 minutes, I could get it fit perfect to you. I have your, you know, measurements and everything. It should be rather quick.
Okay. I know we did have some other shopping we wanted to do here, so we can come back in just a little bit, if that's okay.
Sure. If that's the case, if you have other things to do, why don't you give me half an hour, 45 minutes, just in case. I'll make sure I get it perfect for you.
I appreciate that. mobility is of utmost importance.
Then you will have the most mobile of the studded leather armor I have.
Thank you.
Of course.
Ma'am, could you tell me if we were to purchase something for someone who's not currently here and they didn't like it, would it be possible for us to bring it back as long as it's in the same condition as when we left with it?
She kind of looks like inconvenienced by this, and she's like, well, are you planning on returning it? Or just in case the possibility?
Just in case the possibility.
All right. If it's anything custom, like this studded leather armor here, no returns. If it's come in stock, then it's not a problem. But it must be within 5 days.
Okay. That's very
Okay.
reasonable. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll be seeing you soon. If there's anything else you need, just let me know.
Okay, bye.
Ding ding.
Oh, we probably should have asked her if she knows where there's a shop where we could get gems from.
Yeah, that probably would have been good.
Mellie will go back into the store.
Ding ding.
Um,
Oh, hello, welcome back.
hi. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not being a bother. Could you tell us if there's any particular place close by where we could find gems?
Oh, sure, sure. Probably about 5-10 minutes from here, maybe. Depending on how fast you walk. You can't miss it. It's a rather small place, but a big sign. Precious pendants, rings, blings, and other things.
Yes! The council approved that name immediately.
Rings, blings, and other things. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you in about 45 minutes.
All right, we'll see you then.
Mellie walks out the door.
Ding ding.
Oh, wait. Did you tell me the direction to go?
You're not sure.
So, Mac, the good news is that it's only 10 to 15 minutes away from here. But I don't remember which direction she said.
I mean, we could always go back in and ask. I mean, what was the name of the place?
Precious pendants, rings, blings, and other things.
Are you kidding me right now?
Honestly, I'm impressed they can make signs that are big enough for all of these names.
Well, let's find where it is. I want to be out of this town already.
So I guess we go back inside.
Bling, bling, bling.
Oh yes, hello. Oh, okay.
Sorry, which direction was it in?
Just follow the path north. You can't miss it.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you in 40 minutes.
You're very welcome. Ding ding.
Out we go. Yep. All right. Mac, please tell me you know which way is north.
I would
Train
say
and survival.
yes. Yeah, I mean, well, I get to re-roll those. Hold on. When I exit, we're going right. I have no clue if that is north or not because I rolled a 6 and I have a 0 thing. But that's just the way I'm gonna assume north is, and we are going right.
Okay.
I should have looked at the sun, but I didn't.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, so you keep heading this direction, and as you keep going this way, you're probably traveling for like 10 or 15 minutes, and you're starting to see like less and less businesses, and there's some like apartments, people like sitting in the streets, and stoop kid, he's afraid to leave his stoop. All people just kind of like hanging out doing their thing, but less and less places of business. Been about 15 minutes.
We may have gone the wrong way. And I'm gonna try to like flag someone down. Excuse me, do you know where there's this rings, blings, and things store? I thought was around here.
What do you think I'm made of gold? What business do I have knowing rings, blings, things?
I mean, you live here, right?
Just because I live here doesn't mean I know where every store is.
Well,
You must be
thank
from
you
off-
for your assistance. I don't think it's this way.
Yeah, I think that you are correct. At this point, Mellie's gonna look up and be like, oh, right, the sun. Which I'm assuming sets in a particular direction in this world.
Yes, yeah, you could. I mean, if you're actually like, you grew up on a farm, so you know how to do the things, and blings, and rings. So yeah, I mean, you realize that Mac actually took you guys south, so you now have to travel 30 minutes north, because you went about 15 minutes south. So
That's okay. Mellie's just filling up the time with useless chatter. When we pass the armor store, Mellie's gonna go like this, so they can't see her through the window.
yeah, I mean, as far as you know, they don't see you. But after about like half an hour travel, you find this place of business. It's a small storefront with a very large sign, and of course the sign says precious pendants, rings, blings, and other things.
Didn't know where this was, my ass. This sign is big enough for the whole building.
It'd just
I-
be
and
part
I- open the door for you.
Thank you, Mac. What do we see when we walk inside?
When you walk inside, it's a rather small shop, but there's these glass displays with some like beautiful jewelry. There's rings.
Don't you do it.
Don't you do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Okay, thank you.
There's rings. There's necklaces. There's really nice like bracelets. There's like charm bracelets. All sorts of stuff. And then there is a section that appears to have just kind of like loose rubies and emeralds and diamonds and all of those kind of things. There's a there is a shorter elven man behind one of the counters, and he's just got like he's like, you know, looking at some sort of thing, and he's just like looks up when he sees you walk through. You know what? He doesn't even look up because there was no ding when you opened the door. This is rings, blings, and other things. No dings. So I'm sorry, I have too much fun with this. So he's just kind of focused on what he's doing.
Excuse me, sir?
You get nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Mellie will take 3 steps closer. Sir?
What? Whoa, what? Oh my goodness, you scared the heck out of me.
Oh. Oh, you gave me a little bit of a fright too. Hi, I'm looking for loose diamonds?
What do you need with loose diamonds?
To have them?
Well, I'll tell you what. I got a nice necklace with a diamond on it. I got diamond rings. If that's what you need. Bracelets with diamonds on them. Why would you want a loose diamond when you could get the finished product? They're beautiful.
Have you ever held loose diamonds in your hand and just kind of into your other hand? There's nothing quite like it.
Yeah?
Max says that to him with a dead straight face.
I like this guy. He has a good point. Okay. Yes. Right over at this counter.
And he'll bring you to the other counter, and you know, he's got plenty of diamonds and things of that sort.
Okay. Let's see. Mac, do you think it would be okay if I used some of the collective funds we have to assist with?
Most definitely.
Okay.
You guys have separate accounts?
Yes.
Oh. Must be nice. Me and my wife, we share the same account.
And you're probably always broke, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Now you get it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, is it okay if we just look over? Is it all diamonds, or like you said, it was like all of it was like kind of mixed together? I'm imagining like when you were a kid and you went to that place with like the polished rocks, that they're all just like mixed in together, or are they separated?
They are actually separated. You know, it's kind of like a nice like felt display case where there's diamonds here, maybe like I'll say like 4 to 6 inches away, and in the next section there are rubies and emeralds, and it kind of like it copies that pattern. So I mean, like the diamonds are separate from. It's not like a loose bag of just like, you know, like a grab bag of jewels or something like that. You know.
Okay. Is it okay if I just look at these for a little bit? I won't touch them.
He'll just say, "You could look as long as you want. I'll be open till 6."
Okay. So Mellie's just gonna lean over to Mac and just be like, so, and very hushed, because she's not trying to have everyone hear their business. Right now we have $250 for one casting. But that a full casting takes 300. So if we want to have at least 2, we're gonna need 350. But do you think it's worth it to have 2 castings outside of the ring?
I mean, I would say yes. I mean, I don't know once we leave Maestra Steel if we'll be in a place where we can get more. You know, that's not guaranteed. I mean, there's a good chance we can get more money, but if we can't get the actual diamonds, it won't do us any good. And I don't think there's much else we need for us anytime soon, other than maybe stocking up on some provisions, but...
Yes, I was thinking we should probably do that as well while we're out. Get some dried...
But I mean, that's minimal money, like when you're talking about the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's pick out the smallest, ugliest ones, because I don't think it matters.
On a side note, I will say that is one of the funniest things about about casting. How is it 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds? Like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
appraising them, you know?
Yeah. Who was the appraiser here that's saying it? Like it just the spell
Like
knows how much you spent on the diamonds.
There's
and that's
someone. There's someone in the weave whose job is literally just to be like, all right, how many? Hey, this is 287. You know, like.
Anyway. I mean, I think we need a certain amount, so how they look, I think, isn't as important.
Right. So if we get the smaller, uglier ones, there won't be as much of a upcharge for them because he still has to make a profit. So we'll be able to get closer to the true pricing that they're worth if we take the ones that are not as desirable.
That's a brilliant idea. Let's do it.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I forgot the guy's name already. What was the guy's name? Mellie would have remembered it.
I don't think he gave you a name.
I say I don't remember him giving you a name.
Oh, I thought he did.
So-
Okay.
So Mac is gonna do the other thing that me, Michael, would never do in real life. He's just gonna go and start snapping it like for the guy to come back over.
He's been standing in front of you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't going to leave you alone.
Okay, well, if that's the
But
case, then we
if-
definitely took like steps back to not have that conversation where he could hear us.
If you snap your fingers, he's going to say, "What is this guy, a musician?"
Okay, sir, we're ready to make our decision.
No, wait, hold on. So when he says, "What are you, a musician?" Mac goes, "Yeah, I play the organs." And then I'll let Mellie continue.
Oh, man.
Boy.
Wow.
Oh. We got a bunch of funny guys here tonight. Okay. So is it okay if I point to the ones that I want?
Sure.
Okay, so Mellie is very meticulously going to pick out the ones that she thinks look ugly. At one point, she's going to be like, "Sir, could I borrow your little, the little thing that you were using before to look at the jewelry?"
Have you been certified?
Yes?
Roll deception.
What is happening?
So convincing of a yeah.
now? Oh my god.
Oh, that was not very good. Okay, hold on. I'm not bad at deceiving people. Let's see. It's a 13.
They'll just say, All right, here, take it.
Thank you.
Don't scratch it up. It's my only one.
Okay. So very carefully, she's gonna use it, and she's gonna try. Obviously, Mellie doesn't know super a lot what she's doing, but like she's gonna look for ones that look like they have imperfections. Maybe they look like dull or a little bit yellow, but still diamonds.
Yeah.
And she's gonna pick out, because she knows how much they need, like how much the spell would consume. So she's gonna pick out 650 gold's worth of really hideous diamonds, like just the ugliest of the bunch.
When you pick those out, and as he's like watching you look at them, so like you tell him like these are the ones that you want. Is that like that kind of thing is happening? He takes his like, that thing back, and he just looks at you for a little bit, looks at the diamonds, looks at you, and he's just like, "Who signed off on you anyway?"
It's very far south, and
All right, whatever. So these are all the ones that you want. That's a lot of diamonds.
yes.
Okay, all right. He like kind of one moment, and he like breaks out like his little like abacus thing, or whatever we like to imagine shop owners using, and he will just kind of he'll look over and he will say, how much money worth of diamonds did you pick out again?
650.
Okay. So he will say, okay, all right. So you got $675 worth of diamonds here, gold pieces worth of diamonds here. Whoops. But I tell you what, $700, and I'll throw in this necklace. So gold pieces. So it's just.
It's been a long day. I understand. No, I don't think that's necessary. We just want the. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. What was the total again? It was
675.
We will very gladly take the 675. Sir.
I could do a ring instead of a necklace.
Your hands are looking kind of bare, Mellie.
I was gonna hold up her hands. I don't think they look bearish. No fur on them.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There's no fur on them. Is Jake the only one that's allowed to make jokes?
No, I couldn't find that
It's
button in
not
time the
just
last time
me!
Jake made a joke.
That was off the rails.
Oh, man. I did actually like that joke. Because the crickets were for comedic value.
I think we're very happy with the 675 for the diamonds, sir.
Okay. Need me to gift wrap them?
If you could just maybe parse them out into let's see, into 7 bags, each one with 100 gold pieces worth, and then one with 50.
What do you think? Bags are free?
How much is it for the bags?
That'll be another silver piece.
Okay.
He will he'll get them all organized for you and everything. So is there anything else I can help you with?
No, it's been a pleasure doing business with you today. Thank you very much for all of your help. We will definitely recommend your shop to other people.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
If you change your mind on the necklace or the ring, you let me know.
Mm-hmm. Nellie's gonna walk out of the store.
And Mac will be following.
Okay.
Hey, Mac, he only turned a very small profit because we picked very ugly diamonds.
I learned something new from you today. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I've learned a lot from you, so. I guess we should make our way back to the shop. We're probably going to be a little late.
What is happening right now? Oh, man. Sorry. I was trying to write, or maybe he was an honest salesperson in chat, but every time I tried to click backspace, I clicked enter. So you have, or mab e, or maybe he was sa.
Oh boy.
Oh man. But yes. We will say between all the time you spent inspecting everything and all that kind of stuff, maybe you spent like, I don't know, we'll say this. Between the amount of time that you spent at the first store and walking around back and forth when you went the wrong way, plus the time in this store and now back there, probably been about 2 hours 15 minutes since you left the rooftop. And I assume after Vael and Eko finished doing their thing that y'all would have tried to meet up with them somewhere in like the stores. Is that fair?
I think if we felt like we were done, why not?
If you felt like you were done, yeah. Is that what you think you...
Let's do it.
Well, okay. All right. So, towards like the center of town in the area with all the shops and whatnot, Mellie and Mac on their way back find Vael and Eko wandering about. You see each other.
Oh, there they are. I see them. I wave.
Is Mac wearing his armor yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't gotten back to the armor yet, or the threader.
Don't you threaten me? Oh,
Okay. Good night, everybody.
you threatened me with a good time. Okay. It looks like you may have been successful, but just haven't finished yet. You got your armor?
They were sizing it for me while we went to the other shop.
That's good.
As they don't have standard sizes here, so they had to customize it for me.
Ah, yes.
We were very successful at the gem shop.
Oh, that's good.
Ultimate bargainer, this one.
It's just about being clever.
Still have a little time before we'll likely be able to find my friend Jasper, but perhaps we can go pick up your armor. Hopefully done by now.
It should be. She said she only needed about like a half an hour to 45 minutes, and it's been well over an hour because we were, exploring this area just a little bit before we went to the diamond shop.
Find anything useful?
Some rude people, but other than that, not really.
Well, research ultimately really was inconclusive, but I looks around to see how many people may be around, because if my patron is one of the betrayer gods, we've narrowed it down potentially to 2. It's a big if. But like I said, it really was inconclusive. One being Thara's Dune, the other Vecna. We feel like potentially Thara's Dune fits a little better, but again, there's nothing that's inclusive. And Eko has an interesting. Wouldn't say clanmate. What would be the term? Brother? Another brother?
Brother, I would say.
Named Ricky.
Yeah. He's an odd one, but genuine.
I got a very good read of him. And yes, that is how I would describe him as well.
Someone that we feel we may be able to trust. At least a bit. A fine researcher. So.
It does at least narrow things down a little bit, at least.
Potentially. I don't even know. Know if
even
that's
if
correct.
even if it's not any of them, it at least narrows it down of the ones that it wasn't, with the possibility of those two, and that it might be something else.
Although, Ricky did reference a likeness to Grumsh, but not quite exactly. It was very odd.
That seems to be with everything. It's
Not
a
quite.
bit like Tharistoon, a bit like Beknab. Nothing is quite.
What was the term he used? An elder evil?
Hmm.
He did say the
Pretty
bone
good sign.
structure. Of course. He did say the bone structure was similar to that of a core spawn, which, Mac, maybe from your neck of the woods.
Well, and isn't that what we actually fought?
Yes, if you remember the room right before we walked into the lava chamber.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And it did unlock that door. So, probably the strongest lead we have.
Yeah. I can't say that I know all that much about the religious side of things.
If ever we're over there, we could perhaps look into it, but for now,
Yeah.
we continue.
Well, the thread shop is just over this way. We would continue walking over there, unless Jake. Did you?
I was
have
just going to say
something
lead
else?
on.
Ding ding. um. So like, as you walk in, you see that she's got all of the like the armor is ready and like kind of sitting on the counter, and she's like just kind of sitting there like she's been waiting and just and and you know, when you walk in, she looks up and she's like, "Oh, I was beginning to wonder if you'd come back. Happy to see. Oh, you brought friends. Hello."
Hello.
Yeah, Belle just waves.
Yes. Sorry, we took the scenic route.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that. Well, it is finished. If you would like to try it on and see if you're happy with the way it fits.
I would. And then,
Right. And she'll kind of like help you with that, and you know, while the two of them are kind of working on that, if you look around the shop, you see these various vests and waistcoats and fine clothes and all sorts of nice things, and also some leather goods as well, including like bracers and things like that, bow ties, all that kind of stuff.
Mellie's gonna walk over to the leather vest and then be like, Echo, what do you think of these? Aren't these neat?
Is it leather armor or a leather, just like a leather vest, like clothing vest? That's a very important distinction.
It is a leather clothing vest.
Okay, so it's not like layered leather intended to stop a blade, anything like that. It's literally just like a stylish.
Fashion. Yep.
How would you describe the look of it? Like it's a leather vest, but is it like biker leather vest? Like really
Got a lot
trying
of
to look,
fringe.
you know, like because that was the first thing my head jumped to.
Tassels
It's like,
everywhere.
This is cool. I
It's
think
just
Echo would like
tassels.
this.
Oh man, that's wonderful.
Is that what Mellie's looking at, or what would be the look? 'Cause
Mellie,
I'm curious.
I mean, I have an answer, but Mellie is the one who found and created this leather vest, so I think Mellie should be the one to answer.
Well, they definitely have like very decorative ones, but I think the ones that Mellie would have pointed out to Echo would have been like very like standard and neat. Probably has like a little pocket with like a fancy button maybe, but like that's it. Like not frilly and like frou-frou or anything like that. Very like it's a leather vest.
Is it kind of like Josh actually posted a picture as you were describing it?
Yes.
That pretty much exactly matches exactly what we were talking about. That's kind of what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What color?
Well,
Like
I
that
imagine,
kind of color?
Yeah, they definitely have both colors. Like they definitely have black and brown. But Mellie would have pointed out the brown.
Okay. I think Echo would see that and oh wow. Oh, that is a very nice vest. Were you thinking of joining the vest crew?
I was wondering what you thought of it. I don't know, it struck me as something that you might like. I was thinking of maybe purchasing it for you.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Mellie. I really do like it. It's a lovely vest. I would be honored if you would do that, though I would never impose.
Would you like to try it on to see if it fits?
I have to do that a lot, so yeah, I probably should. Yeah, I think Echo's gonna see if he can try it on. Is it a child size vest? Or is this like a man's vest?
There's a section of smaller vests, and the one that you find actually does fit pretty nice. Like you have to make some like kind of adjustments like on it, but like not anything that actually needs to be like tailored specifically to you. It fits.
I think he would try it on, and I would think it feels pretty good, and he would turn first to Mellie and then to the rest of the group, kind of for approval, like and then some
Looking
fun
very good,
montage
my
music
friends.
plays, and we try on a bunch of different outfits.
It's just multiple clips of Echo walking out of the changing room, like flipping a scarf and do a little twirl.
And freeze frame plays in the background. Bam, 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 na, 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 na. Freeze frame. But yeah, no, he would. I love it. It's a fine choice, Mellie. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So Mellie's gonna gather the vest, and actually she's gonna go pick out 3 other items And I'm gonna send you a message, Josh, and we can, yeah.
Okay. Does everyone have time to finish this, or do we want to?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I feel like Vael would probably be either helping and or just watching Mac get fitted and making sure it would fit the way he would want it, because he wears the same kind of armor. You know, like, how do you like this? Blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Very good. And it does fit pretty nice, by the way, Mac.
Very nice. I'm impressed that you can customize it this quickly. This fits, I mean, almost as well as my armor that I've had for years.
Well, this says they don't call them terrific threads for no reason. But I appreciate it. I'm glad glad you're happy with it. Will this be all for you today?
It will be all for me, even though it looks like some of them may be picking out some additional items, but I'll be paying for this myself.
I see. It looks like your wife has several items. But for this studded leather armor, it will probably be let's see, the custom feet and this 60 gold pieces.
That's a fair bargain. I hand it on over.
Okay. Well, it was a pleasure doing business with you today. If there's anything else you need, you know where to find me. And if you need any other adjustments made, once it's yours for life. So bring it back and I'll see what I can do for you.
Thank you.
Now, the Miss or Mrs. or you. What can I help you with?
You.
When she says that, Mellie's gonna go, the Mellie, I'm just gonna get these items. And she's gonna, like, she's not hiding Echo's vest, but she's hidden the other items underneath it. So when she sets it down, it's, like, discreet.
Okay. Gotcha. Now I understand the message. So she'll look at everything and just say, okay, all right, well, let's see. 15 here. Overall, it'll be 30 gold pieces.
Perfect. Thank you. Mellie's gonna hand her 30 gold pieces.
Would you like me to gift wrap any of them?
If you could gift wrap each one individually, except for this one. Mellie's gonna I'm just gonna put this in my bag, and she's just gonna stuff one of them into her bag.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So she'll go in the back and come out with just a couple wrapped packages, and it's like it's almost like it's just like a brown paper style wrapping, like nothing crazy fancy, but they are wrapped neatly and nicely and tied with a bow.
Mellie very carefully puts all 3 into the bag of holding. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Oh, the pleasure was mine. If there's anything else you need while you're in town, just feel free to come back. I'm happy to help you out.
Certainly. Thank you. Mellie walks out the door.
Ding ding.
So does Vael.
Separately.
I just wanted you to do the ding ding again.
Ding ding.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
There it is. Rocky 3, baby.
Sir, or Rocky 4.
Both, yeah.
Okay. All right, so everybody's got their stuff. You've spent roughly like 2.5, 3-ish hours. Probably not too early to start heading over to Jasper's part of town.
Let's do it.
And all right, it's a little late, so I think we'll end right there. I wanted to try to push it a little further and come and give you some sort of cliffhanger, but we'll pick up from here next week. So that was fun. We haven't had a shopping episode. Well, I guess we kind of had like a short one once upon a time. But thank you all for hanging out. I'm the real Josh T. This is Ancient Relics and Hokey Religions. And everyone's names is right under them. If you want to catch up on past episodes, you can find them at youtube.com/JnJ Tabletop. You can also find all the things by just doing Command J&J in chat. Check out all the Rare Drop podcasts at raredrop.co. And, well, stay tuned this week. We have the Iron Man video coming out. Yes?
The Iron Man one came out already.
Oh.
How embarrassing.
Sorry. It's been a day.
Another one?
It's been a month, actually.
Yeah. No, I think tomorrow night we'll figure out that. It may be the Icefire Peak Nomengard guide, which is probably likely, but we'll also have the Table Talk episode with Mr. Baron. So
Very nice. Yeah,
there's
so
a lot of stuff.
stay tuned to
Captain Robert the following Monday.
Yeah. Stay tuned to socials because we'll post like exactly like we said. Baron's son is going to decide the timing, so
Yeah,
so
I'm
we'll
guessing
post
8-ish.
before we go live. Yeah. So all right. Well, with all that being said, be kind to each other, be excellent to each other, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.